Contemplating how to live a meaningful life is a question that inevitably arises at some point in our lives. It prompts us to reflect on our purpose and examine the fundamental aspects of our existence. What truly matters and what is merely a distraction? Often, such introspection occurs during pivotal moments in our lives or in times of immense struggle and uncertainty. Fortunately, we can find guidance from the wisdom of the past, particularly from the insights offered by Epictetus, a Greek Stoic philosopher who lived between 55 and 135 AD. His teachings have significantly influenced the development of Stoic philosophy and continue to be revered and explored to this day. Epictetus was born a slave. Despite the hardships of his early life, he rose to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers of his time. His journey began when his master, recognizing Epictetus' intelligence and potential, granted him permission to study under the renowned Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus in Rome. Under the tutelage of Musonius Rufus, Epictetus immersed himself in the teachings of Stoicism. He eventually established his own school in Nicopolis, Greece, where he attracted many students from all walks of life. His teachings were transcribed by his student Arian, who later compiled them into the Discourses of Epictetus and the Enchiridion. Throughout his life, Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. He taught that happiness could be achieved by focusing our efforts on the things we can control, such as our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, while accepting the things we cannot control. This idea became the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Welcome to BlackRock Inspired. In this video, we are going to explore 5 essential wisdom from the teachings of Epictetus. Number 1. Control versus uncontrollable. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. In life, we often encounter situations that are beyond our control. Whether it's a sudden illness, a job loss, or a relationship breakdown, there are many things that can happen that we cannot predict or prevent. However, what we control is our reaction to these situations. We can choose to respond with resilience, optimism, and a proactive attitude, or we can let ourselves be consumed by fear, negativity, and despair. Epictetus even said, "Don't demand or expect that events happen as you wish them do. Accept events as they actually happen. That way, peace is possible." When we accept things the way they are, we are forced to confront the reality of our situation and to focus on the things we can control. This may include our thoughts, emotions, and actions, as well as our attitudes and beliefs. By focusing on these areas, we can begin to develop greater self-awareness, self-discipline, and self-mastery. Number 2. Do not blame. Those who are dedicated to a life of wisdom understand that the impulse to blame something or someone is foolishness, that there is nothing to be gained in blaming, whether it be others or oneself. Blaming others or oneself is a common human tendency, especially when things do not go as planned. It is easy to point fingers and assign blame when we feel frustrated, disappointed, or hurt. However, blaming does not solve the problem or improve the situation. It only creates more negativity, resentment, and conflict. He said, "An ignorant person is inclined to blame others for his own misfortune. To blame oneself is proof of progress, but the wise man never has to blame another or himself." Rather than blaming others, you should focus on finding solutions and taking proactive steps to improve your circumstances, and recognize that blaming is a waste of time and energy. Number 3. Pursue freedom. Freedom is not procured by a full enjoyment of what is desired, but by controlling the desire. When we feel trapped or powerless in our lives, we can experience feelings of depression, anxiety, and even physical illness, while when we feel that we have the power to make choices and control our own destiny, we experience a sense of purpose, motivation, and resilience. The pursuit of freedom is a central goal of human existence, but true freedom, does not come from the attainment of material possessions or external circumstances, but rather from our ability to control our desires and emotions. When we are able to master our own thoughts and desires, we are able to find a sense of inner freedom that cannot be taken away from us. Epictetus also said, "If it's freedom you seek, then wish nothing and shun nothing that depends on others, or you will always be a helpless slave." Number 4. Always say less than necessary. When we blather about trivial things, we ourselves become trivial, for our attention gets taken up with trivialities. You become what you give your attention to. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation with someone who can't seem to stop talking? They may go on and on about their life or share their opinions without pausing for others to chime in. Eventually, you may find yourself becoming irritated by this person. While it's natural to want to connect with others and share our experiences, talking too much can actually detract from the quality of our interactions. As the saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt. When we reveal too much about ourselves or speak without consideration for others, we risk creating an imbalance in our relationships. By putting all our cards on the table, we leave ourselves vulnerable to judgment and criticism. Number 5. Embrace adversity. Remember that for every challenge you face, you have the resources within you to cope with that challenge. If you are inappropriately attracted to someone, you will find you have the resource of self-restraint. When you have pain, you have the resource of endurance. When you are insulted, you have the resource of patience. Challenges are a powerful catalyst for personal growth and development. By facing our fears and pushing ourselves to our limits, we can discover new strengths and capabilities that can have a profound impact on our lives. Epictetus wisely said, "What ought one to say then as each hardship comes? I was practicing for this. I was training for this." In conclusion, Epictetus was a philosopher whose teachings emphasized the importance of personal responsibility and the role of rationality in human life. His philosophy encourages individuals to focus on what they can control and to detach themselves from external circumstances that are beyond their control. Epictetus's wisdom has inspired many people throughout history and continues to be relevant in contemporary times, offering guidance on how to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. By following his principles, one can cultivate a sense of inner peace, resilience, and wisdom that can help navigate the challenges of life with equanimity and grace. We hope that you have found our exploration of the wisdom of Epictetus to be both informative and captivating. If you enjoyed this video, we kindly ask you to take a moment to like and share your thoughts in the comments section below. For those who are new to our channel, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with our latest content. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.